Hello guys, and thank you so much for choosing to watch today's video. My name is Alex, and today we're going to be featuring an unboxing and reviewing of this product right here, which is the iPad Pro, the fourth iteration of 2022 released by Apple. Right, so we should get this out of the way, the unboxing experience, as it is a rather, slimish, hollow experience at that. What you get is some literature, of course, and your 20 watts USB-C charger. Premium Chinesium, if the camera would focus. Yeah, there we go. So USB Type-C connector on the charger over here. And the only nice thing you get with this iPad is the braided cable that Apple was nice enough to include with this iPad for the amount of money that, you had to pay for this iPad. So yay for Apple for doing that. And I'm pretty sure that this cable is quite good for a very long time to go. And other than this is the unboxing experience that you get with your iPad Pro. So this guy right here, it's an absolute beast when it comes to productivity, because as the name implies, it is actually meant for prosumers. I mean that it is actually more oriented towards people who are going to use this iPad for, complex applications like, I don't know, video editing, or maybe AutoCAD applications or something in that region, because it is definitely packing a punch with the ARM CPU that it has in there, which is the Apple M1 processor. The strong suit of this iPad Pro 11-inch right here, I would definitely say that it is the chip from Apple, which is the M1 silicon. This is a 5nm silicon that has 8 CPU cores divided into 4 performance cores and 4 efficiency cores that are bundled up together with another 8 GPU core that make it in total a 16, as Apple calls it, a neural engine core. On the models that are coming with 128 through 256 and up to 512 gigabytes of memory, they come bundled up with 8 gigabytes of unified RAM. And for the models that feature 1 terabyte to 2 terabytes of memory, this goes up to 16 gigabytes of RAM on this iPads right here that are bundled up together with the M1 silicon. The screen on this here iPad is an absolute behemoth. I very much love it, and if you have been a fan of the channel, you should know by now that for most of the electronic devices that I feature, I am looking out for the screen brightness. This is something very important, especially for the portable electronic devices that you get to take outside and expose them to direct sunlight, because definitely when you are going to expose this iPad to direct sunlight, maybe in the summer, you're not going to have any sort of issue viewing your content, because the screen goes all the way up to 600 nits, and for the other bigger model, the 12.9-inch model, that screen goes all the way up to 1600 nits for HDR content. This screen right here is not only a very bright display to look at, it is actually very immersive thanks to that backlit LED technology featuring this IPS panel, giving you a 120 Hz refresh rate. And this bundled up with a resolution of 2388 by 1668 at 236 pixels per inch, as Apple calls it, gives you a wide variety of immersiveness, and it should give you a very enjoyable thing to look at. The screen of this iPad is definitely the most important thing, if you ask me, because it is the thing that you are going to be looking at 99% of the time while using this device. But there are of course some other things that I want to cover. The camera on this device, it is absolutely amazing, and even though maybe you're not going to use it as in a professional way like they used it in the keynote shooting commercials and such, it is definitely one strong feature of this iPad. The camera system on this iPad feature both a wide and ultra-wide camera, with the wide one being a 12 megapixel sensor bundled up with an f1.8 aperture, and the ultra-wide being a 10 megapixel f2.4 aperture with 125 degrees field of view. It features both a 2x optical zoom and a 5x digital zoom. It can record 4K video at 24 frames, 25 frames, 30 frames, or 60 frames on the wide shot, and it can do 1080p HD video recording at 25, 30, or 60, and 720p HD video recording at 30 FPS. The ProRes recording up to 4K at 30 frames, or 1080p 30 frames for 128 gigabyte storage. So for the amount of money that you are willing to fork out for this device, definitely the goodies pack don't just end with the camera or the screen on the front there, but this is a 266 grams device, mind you, that is very well built, and it feels light yet sturdy in the hands and should give you a very confident feel while using it. And you as well get some other sensors in there, like the Face ID sensor, the LiDAR scanner on the back there, the 3-axis gyro, the accelerometer, the barometer, and both the ambient light sensor. All of these things together bundled up in this device should actually give you a great experience while using it, and it definitely doesn't feel cheap, and it feels like something that a prosumer I would say much rather uses every day, and should make you feel very good for going and using this device on a daily basis. On the exterior of this device, I would like to tell you that of course you're gonna have this slight protrusion of the camera bump on the back, but nowadays most electronic devices feature this. It is not only something tied to Apple, but most of the manufacturers nowadays have a camera bump in one way or another on their devices. Apart from this, design-wise, Apple is actually staying true to its first iteration of this model right here. So I both have the original iPad right here, the iPad Pro 11-inch. This is the first generation, and it is actually a one-to-one copy of the fourth generation right here, not only in size, but both on the hardware that is implemented in it external-wise and how they look and where they are placed. And by this, I mean that you're getting the speakers, for instance, in the exact same place. You're having 2 speakers on the top, 2 speakers on the bottom there. You're getting the 3 microphones, 2 being on the top and 1 being embedded underneath the screen next to the camera, with another additional microphone that is located on the right-hand side of the device. You're featuring the power on and off button there on the top right corner, and if you continue on that corner, down on the side there, you have your up and down volume buttons as well. And not only that, but of course you're featuring right underneath the volume buttons your magnetic connector for your Apple Pencil. And if you are going with a GSM version of this iPad, then you're gonna get right underneath that your nano SIM tray for your SIM card right there. On the bottom there, you have your smart connector, or I should say the Thunderbolt USB charging and connecting cable as well. Both of the iPad 11-inch and 12.9-inch feature the Wi-Fi 6E connectivity with supporting, of course, the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz bandwidth as well. Before ending this video, I would like to ask you to leave your comments down in the box below, because I have a very important question. If you feel like you've learned something in this video but still aren't very sure if you should fork out all that money for a latest generation iPad Pro, or maybe get something less expensive like the iPad first, second, or third generation, definitely hit me up in the comments and I will answer you guys back, because if you want to see it, I can make a video where I can feature a review both of the iPad first generation versus the iPad last generation, and see exactly what you are missing out on, or maybe if this is just good enough for your use case, because once again, this is a power horse of an iPad, and if you are not going to use it to its true potential, then definitely that's some wasted money that you are just going to throw out the window. The only thing that you are going to get for your money is, of course, longevity with your product, because you're going to be future-proof better than just buying out a older piece of tech right now. But this is all up to you and, of course, your use case. This was Alex from Tech Fusion. Thank you guys once again very much for choosing to watch today's video, and if you feel like you've learned something, maybe hitting that like button and subscribe for the channel would be absolutely fantastic, and see you guys in the next one.